Hey guys, Gaming One here. Welcome back to my channel. I kind of want to bring a game up. I did talk about the war for Cybertron yesterday on a video, whatnot, and my take and stuff on how it is. Like I said, check out that video if you haven't. I also have gameplay from back in 2021 or 2022 on that, on the storyline or whatnot of how the game plays and whatnot. I got a few little things saying that the video kind of cut out at the end. Like I said, this is a relatively new channel, so please forgive me for that. I don't know what happened with that, but please forgive me for that video at the end part of that. I don't feel like going back trying to edit that video as what it is. Like I said, I want to bring up the game called Fall of Cybertron, which I brought up in my video yesterday. I kind of want to do a playthrough on that relatively soon. But this particular game is the second game to Fall of Cybertron. It has a lot better. The graphics, I think they improved on the graphics and improved on a lot of things on the game and stuff like that. So, as you can see, this one particular one, it might sell my save file because remember I mentioned in my other video that War for Cybertron does not save your video, unfortunately. I don't know why it doesn't have cloud save, whatnot. Unfortunately, this game is not available on the newer platforms, the newer generation of consoles. For this particular game, like I said, it's not a game. So they did a lot of improvements on it. I like the game, yeah, it sounds really good. The game is take place after War for Cybertron. So if you guys can get a hold of War for Cybertron or check my video down below, you can check me in there of what happened. I just don't want to give you I do like I do like how they ended up improving on a lot of things in this game. More colorful, more brighter, more everything like that. I thought it was actually a really good game. It just sucks that, like I said in my last video, that kind of just dropped the ball on the Transformers franchise. What I mean by drop the ball is that they could have continued it and they had something going for them, and I thought maybe they would have came out at least with, like I said in my last video, come out with 2 more games besides these 2. So at least it would have been maybe 1 more game, maybe 2 more games, and could have finished off the franchise as to going into them going to Earth and filming that, playing that aspect of it. They did have a game called Devastation that came out, Transformers Devastation that came out, but that was more cell shaded, so it was more cell shaded cartoon look, which has an 80s vibe to that one. Stay tuned for that video because I am gonna have something on that video for that one. So, and some gameplay on that and my thoughts on that one. But this one particularly, I felt they could have, continued it. That's just my thing. They dropped the ball. And the reason why I kind of want to bring up the Transformers franchise is because I heard they were going to do a re-release. And hopefully, relatively soon, they can do a re-release on the games and stuff like that. Do remasters, because I would like to see a remaster for these games. Definitely, they did I would like to, like I said in my previous video, I did a Batman Arkham Origin video talking about. Make sure to check out that video. I talk about how, I would like to see a remaster for that game as well. So, and coming to the Nintendo Switch, unfortunately, they're coming out with the Arkham franchise, but they're not bringing it out they're not bringing out Arkham Origins on the Switch. So that's unfortunately. So that's just like I said, if you want to take my thoughts on that, check out that video and stuff like that. That video is relatively down in my video section. Excuse me. What I kind of want to say on this one is that would this be able to run on the Nintendo Switch? Yes, relatively yes. If you can run The Witcher 3, definitely make some compromises on it. I mean, mind you, these came out on the 360, came out on the PS3. You think, truthfully, they'd be able to run on the Nintendo Switch? And unfortunately, we know how these newer consoles are. You know, the newer consoles. I'm not saying the Nintendo Switch is a newer console. It's still a kind of old console, but it's still in the mid cycle with the new consoles as well. So we might as well. We know Nintendo is working on a newer console, or whatnot. Would I like to see this game on the Nintendo Switch? Yes, I would, definitely. It would be something that I could see it making a lot of sales on. And relatively, you know, if it can go to the next Nintendo Switch console, I would like to see that as well, definitely. It'd be something I could see Nintendo pulling off, and I could see the sales going up. Should they release it for the Xbox and as well, and the PS5 and PS4? Yeah, I think they should. They just need to bring it to remaster. If it be remastered, I'll buy it again, definitely. Unfortunately, this version that I am playing right now is the PC version, PC port. And if you try to find it on Steam, or if you go to Epic Games Store or whatnot, you cannot find it on there because, for the simple fact, like I stated in my last video, Activision, I guess Activision could not work out some kind of contract with Hasbro, and Hasbro do own the license and the right to the Transformers franchise. So I don't know if they could have. I don't know what kind of deal didn't fall through with them or whatnot. So, which is a shame. You know, I'm not a big Activision fan. Personally, I'll be honest with you. In my personal take, I'm not a big Activision fan. Because I felt like they kind of dropped the ball on a few games. Spider-Man, which I am a big Spider-Man fan, and one of the Spider-Man franchises they did make for like about a decade at the time. You know, I do have a few games on that. I can touch base on that as well, which they kind of felt they dropped the ball when it came to the Spider-Man franchise. But they no longer have the contract, so you know, you got the newest Spider-Man game that's out. That did really awesome, and you know, people loved it. You know, they have Miles Morales, and then they got the new Spider-Man 2 coming out this month. So, you know, I feel like, well, you know, I think they did an awesome game. But my take on the Activision is, I feel they did very well with the Transformers Fall of Cybertron. So they did not drop the ball on that. I think they did very well. So like I said, I'm not a big Activision fan, but I can give them credit when credit is due. So that's my thought right there. That's my talking right there. So let's get started. I kind of want to show you guys a little bit of gameplay. I don't have videos on this down in my video section, but I can try to get some videos going for this. If you guys want to see the story from beginning to end. I did that on a couple of videos. The reason why I stopped doing that is because I did not get enough views apparently for that. So I apologize for that. I'm gonna leave those videos up. If you guys comment on those videos that you want to see more, then I will go ahead and do so. But if there's no comments down below, then I can't make any content on that, which is unfortunate. So let's get started on there. I'm not gonna make any content on there from beginning to end, because if I see some comments down below and I see a lot of this video getting a lot of views, then I will go ahead and play it, and I will give you guys, you know, from beginning to end, and you guys can see the story and whatnot. So let's get started. Put up a controller here, my Xbox controller here. So excuse me, sorry about my cough. Okay, so obviously we can't continue, because the reason why we can't continue, same as Fall of Cybertron, War of Cybertron, that once you delete your data, the game is gone. You know, I've beaten this game before, so like I said, I deleted it off my hard drive and everything. So once you delete, it's unfortunate some game, once you delete them off your hard drive on PC, you can't get them back. So, or you can't transfer it or whatever, or I don't keep it on there because it takes a hard drive space. So I can put another game on there or whatnot. Some games do save on Steam, so unfortunately when Activision brought this out, they didn't want to bring up the server, the cloud save server for these games. So, which is unfortunately, that's why I thought they kind of dropped the ball on that. So, definitely. So if you lose your save data, if you delete the game, then it's gone. That's it. It's gone. So. You got I'm not gonna go on campaign yet, so I mean, as you can see, continue is not laid up because like I said, my game is done. So you got multiplayer. You can see where like I said in my last video in the Transformers franchise, you know, that they cut the multiplayer. I don't know. We can try it to see if it works. Like I said, I was going to try it in my last video. I totally forgot about that. My fault. That's on me. So I kind of want to show the multiplayer, and you know, if it's relatively available. But I'll probably click on that now after this. After we go through all this. So you go to escalation, same as the last game. You know, you go through. You have waves of enemy, whatnot. Same as the last game, you know, there's nothing that changed on that. I mean, if you've seen the other video, it's the same. Basically, you got your settings here, you got your display here. You see frame rate, okay, we'll leave that alone. Okay, we'll leave the brightness alone, so we'll back out of that. Go into graphics. Let me see, low, medium, high. Unfortunately, like I said, at the beginning of the game, which is, unfortunately, I think it was a bare bone port from the 360 and PS3 version. Did they kind of improve the sharpness and everything? Yeah. It depends on your monitor. Your monitor can output what your monitor can output. So I'm thinking on this is what your monitor can output. If it can do 4K or 8K or 2K, it depends on your monitor. So that's kind of probably going to make the game look a little better. Unfortunately, they did not add any kind of extra like features where you can mess with the settings, anti-aliasing, shadow effect, you know, the same thing that you can do in the Witcher game. So I will be making a video on that one. You be sure to check out that video. It's gonna be coming up pretty soon in the next couple of weeks. So I kind of want to get my thoughts on that. I know everybody knows about The Witcher, but I kind of want to get my personal thought on it, in my opinion, of how The Witcher is. So let's go ahead and turn on the VSync here. Excuse me. Audio, controls. Okay, so we got controls. We can use the mouse and keyboard, which is relatively. Have I ever used the mouse and keyboard for this game? No. Have I used it for the controller? Yes. I mean, like I said, with the newer console, you can play the new controller. You know, I do have a. Let me see here. An Elite controller for the Xbox. I do have an Elite controller. I do have a PlayStation 5 controller. As you can see, you can use any kind of controller you want. So the newer computers can do that. So, which is pretty cool, and that's what I like about the new computers. That's why I prefer my play-up computers, because you can hook any kind of controller you want to the PC. Is it better back in the day? Yeah, because back in the day they had their own. I'm not saying they don't have their own controllers, but it was a little bit wonky that you had to set them up and how programmable buttons and stuff like that. So it got a little bit confusing on some games. So it took a little bit of workaround on those controllers, but it took a little, like I said, a little bit of workaround. But you know, once you got it done, once you got it set up, but every time you had to delete some kind of game, you had to set it up again, which sucks back. I'm not saying computer games were fun back then. They were fun. It's just that a lot of games back then you had to set up, and it was kind of a little bit annoying. So, okay. So we're gonna back out of that. Okay, we're gonna go back out of that. Okay, got extra like we do in the other game. You know your movies and stuff like that. Same as the last one. You have to play through the game to unlock the movies. Same as some games where, you know, once you beat the game, you unlock the movies. You got all the intros and stuff like that. The story arc and stuff. Audio log, you know, once the characters start talking, you know, blah blah blah, all this storm, cut and run, you know, it's just the audio files basically. You know, it's just cut and dry. So, okay. And then you got your credit, you know, of who made the game. You know, you want to credit the people who made it. So, you know, if you guys want to check that out, like I said in my last video on the other game, you want to check it out, you know, we can check it out. But for the most part, I don't think people care too much about the credit. So, as more as so the gameplay. I do care about the people that made the game, like the credit, because at least their name pops up and it gives them credit due, so they showed who worked on the game. So let's try. Okay, remember in the last game you can play as RC and you can play as what's her name? Not Jetstream is her name. I can't remember. I am so sorry, but I remember they had 2 female playable characters in multiplayer. I do not know about this one. See, unfortunately, yeah. Remember I was saying earlier that the online thing is cut from the game? It is unfortunately. See, I wish they would have made it offline. Now, Escalation, I think they could have made offline, definitely. For this to be online and they cut it, yeah, see, I can't sign in either that one too, so it confirmed my theory on my other game as well. They dropped the ball on it. They really did. I'm sorry. I really kind of wanted to show you guys some gameplay, and I kind of wanted to show you guys how RC worked. RC, whatever her name is. I'm sorry. And see how she plays and stuff like that. It just sucks that I think she was only on multiplayer and the other player in the other game. So why they dropped the, I don't know. I don't know. And this is where it falls into play, where people say relatively, they're like, oh well, games you can I'd rather download my game. Cool. Okay. All right. I'll give you that. I will give you that. You know, definitely. You say I want to download my game. I think downloadable games are a lot better. They are better. Don't get me wrong. They are better. Yeah. But in some cases, like you got with the Cybertron, like Fall of Cybertron here, you got like with this game. You know, if people want to buy it, it's gone. It's gone. It's gone from the digital store. So for people who own it digitally, you know, like me, I own it digitally, but can anybody else buy it? No. And that's unfortunately. And once the store come down, or the company pull the license for that game, guess what? No one can have access to that game with the and whatever and. Heaven behold, that I am so glad that, you know, when I bought this game, it's still relatively available on my account. So, like I said, Activision has a bad habit, which is, to me, it's not a very good company, but they have a bad habit of pulling games, and I know they pull the license and stuff like that, but they have a bad habit of not leaving the games on there, or you know, or they're not working out their contracts or whatever. It's just I just don't like the company as Activision itself. You know what I mean? They've had so many bad decisions that it affects them. It affects their business strategy for years. So I'm not. I know they have been in the Call of Duty franchise, and that's the only thing they got going for them is the Call of Duty franchise. If they did not have the Call of Duty franchise, would they be going belly under? Oh, definitely. So That's my thought and my personal take on that. The only thing that's keeping them afloat is the fucking, I'm pardon my language, is the Call of Duty franchise. So I'm gonna go continue. Okay, so you can set the difficulty of how you want. Remember the last game, you could pick who you want. You can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, but this time it actually has it lit up of like who that character is. So you know you got Arc 5 here, where you know you can play as a grapple. You got a grapple hook. You can play a Jazz here. This one you can play as a Cliff Jumper. So the first episode, you get to play as Bumblebee. So, which I think Bumblebee looks pretty cool right here, because he kind of bring that 1980 vibe to him of how he used to look in the 1980 version. So I think that's actually pretty cool. Then you got Optimus Prime. He does look a little better, whatnot, than he did in the last game. So like I said, they did make some improvements in this game versus War for Cybertron. You can play as Optimus Prime. You can play as Cliff Jumper. We showed that one. You can play as Jazz, which is pretty cool. I think Jazz looks pretty cool. You know, I like the way he looks. He still kind of looks like he does in the 80s cartoon. So. You're gonna hear me reference the 80s cartoon a lot, because the reason why the 80s cartoon is so popular, because that's where people like my age has grown up playing and watching, you know, playing the Nintendo. You're gonna hear me reference a lot in this channel about the Nintendo, the Super Nintendo, you know, the older console, because that's when I grew up. And you're gonna hear me talk about games like this, like the older cartoon back in the 80s and the 90s and stuff, because that's where, like I said, I grew up. And that's where most of the people, like newer gamers, older gamers, that are making these games, like companies that work, you know, people work for Activision, Blizzard, and all, you know, work for whoever, whatever, whatever company it is. And they're my age, so they grew up during my era of gaming. So that's why you see a lot of people reference certain things in certain games to talk about, oh well, I remember this, how about we make a game from back when we were growing up, you know. And you kind of see that. Unfortunately, a lot of you newer gamers that are out now didn't get to experience that, which you know, it is a shame, but it is what it is, you know. Only God can, you know, have to stay in whatever. So we're gonna go that. So you could play as Vortex. I think he's a Decepticon. Yes. So here, all the way up to here, you got our Autobots, all the way up until 5, Art 5. So after Jazz, you can continue, and then you got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh. 6. Oh, no, hang on. We got, okay, what was it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so each one of them has their own, they have 5 story arcs, each one of them. When you get to the last two, let me see, you got the Autobot, and you got the Decepticon. So each one of them got about 7 arcs altogether. So, it plays through the story, and it tells you, excuse me, and it tells you, oh, okay, well, you're gonna play as this character, you're gonna play as this character. I don't know if you can, I don't know if you can choose character, because in the last game you can pick at least 3 characters for each arc. So this one, okay, so let's see here. We're gonna go, okay, you can play as Bruticus. Bruticus is one of the better, like I said, this was the better Transformer than War for Cybertron, and it has a lot of stuff. Bruticus is one of the 5 combinable Decepticon, along with the Constructicon. I can't remember his name, but they are called the Constructicon, and I can't remember who they form. But I thought personally that the Transformers had a better selection of combinable robot. And you know, everybody, as much as everybody likes Optimus Prime, I like Optimus Prime. I love Optimus Prime. I like Peter Weller, where he plays Optimus Prime's voice. I think it's freaking awesome, and I love it. And the thing is that, you know, as he's getting older in age, he's going to eventually stop playing Optimus Prime, which unfortunately, but they would have to pick a whole new voice for Optimus Prime for the newer generations and stuff. For my generation, Peter Weller was the main voice of Optimus Prime, and he's been playing in the movies, in the new movies as well. So, you know, like I said in my last video, you know, you can't have, you know, Peter Weller playing Optimus Prime, and he's not, and you don't not have the original voice cast for Megatron. And the same goes for Starscream. Everybody knows that Starscream is one of a pretty good voice. And you know, with Soundwave. Soundwave, I think you can get away with because, you know, he has that robotic voice, you know, where he talks, you know. So I think you can get away with Soundwave. But you know, the three major ones you want to keep it, of course, Peter Weller, Optimus Prime. You want to keep the original voice actor for Megatron, which I think would have been a lot better. I think I love the voice for the original Megatron in the 80s cartoon, and then I love the original voice for Starscream in the original cartoon in 1980. If you can find that on streaming, go ahead and download it, rent it, buy it, whatever you can do. Listen to the voices in there, and you will see where I'm talking about. Or you can look it up on YouTube. They probably have videos on that per se, but I think that personally they should have just went ahead and kept the original voice actors. But did they go the original route of how the Transformers would look on Cybertron? Yes, and I think it did. Because in the first episode of Transformers, the 80s, you could see where they kind of look like this in a way, the way the characters look. So in the 80s cartoon, in the the movie, I believe, I cannot remember, but I think it was the 80s movie. It was one of them. I my brain's thinking it, but I can't really say it. But I do remember there was one where they did show the original Transformer in their original form. Oh yes, it was in the movie. The movie, that's what it was. Yeah, there we go. It was in the movie, the remake before the Fall of the Beast, or Beast Wars or whatever. Check out the other movie. Oh, Bumblebee. That's what it is. Bumblebee at the beginning of the scene or whatever, they show all the Transformer in their original form, but I don't think they did. But I like how they had Cybertron looked in that one as well. So let's get started here. But like I said, you can play as Megatron. He looked totally different than he did in the War for Cybertron. So they look a little bit more bulkier in this one than they did in the original. You can actually play as Grimlock in this game, which I thought was pretty cool. Like I said, in several times, they improved on a lot of stuff in this game. I like how Grimlock looks in this one and how he plays. So for them to add Grimlock, it was pretty cool. But I don't think they added the swoop. I think it was swoop, and it was swoop was one of them. And I think there was, besides Grimlock, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. There was 4 all together, including Grimlock. Dinobot. So I cannot remember if they did add a swoop. Swoop is the pterodactyl Dinobot. So for them, I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I played this game, so my memory is a little vague on that. Please forgive me. If they probably have some videos, just look them up. See if they did have them in there in this game. So let's get started. I'm kind of going to show my thoughts how I did on the last game. You can use the mouse on this one. As you can see, my mouse moving around here. No, I don't. I feel more comfortable using the controller. So I would rather use the controller than the mouse and keyboard. You know, that's just me. That's my personal preference. Like I said, it's cool how these newer controllers can use the Xbox controller and the newer controllers. So okay, let's keep going. I like how the ship looks, which I think is pretty cool.
The war is lost. Leaving our home is the hardest decision I've ever had to make. It has been a long, painful war with the Decepticons. Whatever lies beyond that portal is our best and last hope, my friend.
In the original 80s, they were doing the same thing where they were trying to leave Cybertron
before we even get there.
in the first episode, in the story arc.
Megatron.
Same thing here, and you see where Megatron is trying to get the arc from them leaving.
All hands to combat.
Bumblebee, you with us? Optimus, he's coming around.
Thank the Maker.
He's been through worse. Voice chip is still crushed. Nothing new there. Base energon levels are almost normal. Overshields are charging up. I need to test your retinal scanners. Follow the light.
I really like how the colors look a lot better. As you can see where the shiny metal on Bumblebee, how it looks shiny and stuff like that. So they did improve, like I said, they did improve on the graphics from the original game by far. So as you can see in the insignia, like the Autobot insignia with the little lines, like there was kind of little circular lines going a little bit. So which I thought that was pretty cool. The way to kind of, you know, it looks awesome looking like that. So I thought it was pretty cool. How to add little details and stuff like that. I do not know if they add this in the 360 version. That was one of the things I wanted to bring up, is that on the Xbox version, if you do have this game on Xbox, it has backwards compatible. You can probably play this game on the Xbox. And for the Xbox fans who do own this game on Xbox, give it a try. If you do own a copy of it, pop it in. You know it's gonna work, so give that a try. Unfortunately, for the PlayStation fans, Sony, like I said in my last video, Sony will not do backwards compatible, which sucks. And unfortunately, with the cell technology or whatever in that thing, it will not do backwards compatible. A lot of the games are very hard to emulate, so you're not going to be able to emulate those kind of games. So that's why Metal Gear 4, Guns of the Patriot is stuck on the PlayStation right now. I wanted to bring that out. Okay, so we're gonna keep going. Okay, so we're gonna move the mouse, but you can move the mouse, but like I said, I'm gonna move. Come on. Okay, the controller's active. Why is it not? Okay, looks like we're gonna have to move the mouse.
That's it.
That's unfortunate.
On target. Looking good. How are your optics?
Okay, I could move it. I just didn't. There it is. Sorry. I just couldn't move it, but I used it now.
Take them out, Bumblebee! That's my optics! Ah!
Okay, why is it not moving? What's going on with my controller here? Setting. Control. There we go.
Here, grab this out.
Okay, there we go. We had to set the control. Sorry about that. I totally forgot. Sometimes the game can recognize the controller as it did, but unfortunately it did not recognize control.
Decepticons are boarding
Exit to reload.
the bridge.
Like I said, it looked really, really nice from what it did back in the other games. They did improve on a lot. It's a lot brighter than it is in the previous game. The controls are a little bit more responsive, as you can see here. Gonna reload here.
That's showing them.
Megatron won't give up that easily.
Teletrap, full damage analysis on all decks.
Firewall breach. Unauthorized access.
Your precious ark will never reach that port, Optimus.
Shield failure on starboard thruster.
I will tear your ship apart, piece by piece.
See, Peter Weller playing Optimus Prime. I don't know if he...
My way. Bumblebee.
I can't per se if Peter Weller did play Optimus Prime in here. I can't per se, but I'm thinking he did. He's known for playing Optimus Prime voice. So,
No! The
but
entire defense network is
as you
down.
heard Megatron's
Without
voice, they
those
still
cats,
use the
Optimus
same
won't
guy
stand a
that
chance.
played
You'll
Megatron's
have to
voice.
reboot the system
Like I said, what I
manually.
had
Take this
first
fuse from
prefer the
Teletrap. It should
80s
reactivate the service link.
voice from Optimus Prime. Yeah, I think he was a lot better. One thing I kind of wanted to bring up, which I kind of noticed, I don't know if anybody noticed it other than me, you can see the back of Bumblebee's back. You can see the insignia at the top, the little red insignia. But I don't know if you noticed, but can you see at the bottom on his back, where it looks like a face? Like you see the two eyes and the mouth and the nose. So you can see the Autobot insignia on his back, which I thought was a very good take on that, and a very good detail. It's a noticeable detail, so pretty cool.
Good luck, Bumblebee.
This way, Bumblebee. We'll take point.
Oh boy.
You all right? Can you make it over?
Like I said, they improved a lot on this game, so it's a lot lighter, and they put more lighting effect in this game than they did in the last one.
Hurry! I'll hold it open for you.
Well, you can kind of see this guy look like Optimus Prime in a way, so, you know, you can see the green and stuff, but you can kind of notice in his face, he looks kind of like Optimus Prime, so.
Bumblebee, I've patched into your office.
And I think Optimus Prime has that noticeable face, so. Like I said, I apologize for the call. But you can kind of see the metallic where everything kind of shines off of Bumblebee. If they did remake this game, or did a full-on remake, not a remaster, a remake, I could see, what is it called? I can actually see it's the lighting effect that they have where, you can see shadows and stuff like. You guys know what I'm talking about. Where you can see the shadows illuminate off of windows and stuff like that. So I could see them doing that off the Autobot with reflection and everything. I can imagine that. That'd be pretty awesome to see that. So gonna go across. Oh, okay. My bad. There we go. I wasn't paying attention to the bottom.
Shield failure. Energon capacity depleting. Turbine starvation at 64%.
Bumblebee, replace the fuse and the lift should reactivate. It's too close quarters to fire your weapon. You'll have to punch through the safety locks.
Oh, I thought you had to shoot.
Service lift online.
Nice work, Bumblebee.
Let's move.
Why you had to hit that? I don't know. It should have been automatic elevator going up. Why you had to hit it? I don't know. You think anything with an elevator goes on the bottom, but up and down.
Bumblebee, you're
Oh, you
almost
pressed
to
the
the
button.
defense tower. Hurry, Optimus is losing ground.
And so here we go.
Those flames will bubble your paint if you don't haul asses. Sprint through.
Which is pretty cool. You can kind of see the robot insignia being through the glass here with my cursor. You can kind of see the way it looks outside in space. So, oh, whoa. I may die, so.
Cybertron will cool your chassis.
In here, Bumblebee! I could use a hand! Decepticons! Dropping in from above! Change your shooting hand for better aim and cover! Good hit! Good effect on target!
Come on. So, oh, come on.
That's it! Put him down! Put him down! Hold the line!
I do like the soundtrack in this game starting off. I do love the soundtrack. I like how it plays out. To give you more involved, with the soundtrack or whatever, it makes it more involved. And you're hearing the music and everything, which is pretty cool. I have nothing against the soundtrack. Soundtrack is awesome. Let's see what this does over here. Nope. Okay. Gonna grab that.
Easy now. Your pulse rifle could melt that whole panel. Think you can rush him from there?
So it's pretty cool. I like how they did the music, where you know it kind of plays like the final art in the game. But
Just locate Optimus. There.
it's pretty cool. It's pretty neat how they try to get involved and stuff like that. I like how the gameplay is. You get the third person view in this game. Same as any other in the Warriors for Cybertron. You get the same
Optimus needs your help. That ball must have
the
jarred
same
your
view and
alternator back
everything.
into gear.
So
Change
I think the
form
lighting
and
effect is a lot better than in this game than they did in the last game. Did it age well? I would say it aged well. It is what it is. You know, it's still pretty good for what it is in 2023. So, but I think it's awesome. It's informed. Okay, there we go. This is fine. Okay. You see Bruticus right here. That which is pretty awesome. Now, fire him? Yeah. But you see Bruticus, so. Unfortunately, oh yeah, they didn't add Devastator, which is the Constructicon. He was more popular, Devastator was more popular than Bruticus, but they're gonna add Bruticus in this game. It's pretty cool. It's a nice part. So we're gonna boost. You can see Bumblebee look like Bumblebee from the 80s, you know. Whee! Okay, here we go.
Bumblebee, you're running out of road. You'll have to jump it.
Check your fire! Over here!
Okay, sorry, I thought that was an autobot. Yeah, but you can kind of see where they look a lot better. They look a little shinier. You can kind of see where I moved my camera a little bit. You can see notice the reflection a little bit. Like, not reflection, but you can kind of see where the lighting gets brighter, darker, brighter. So it kind of makes the lighting effect a little bit better in this game. The one thing I don't like with the Autobots are red, made them all red, and then the Decepticons are all like purple and black, which we know that the Decepticons are purple and the purple insignia. I think the insignia would have done it better than adding red. Okay, well the Autobot insignia is red. Let's go ahead and add the other Autobot red as well. Again, I know all, so they want to make the game for all ages, I guess, or for teens only, but for people to understand the real Autobots. But still, if you're a big Transformers fan, you should already know by looking at the red. And I think the red insignia, the Autobots would have done a lot better.
Open up! We got Bumblebee! Thank Primus the defense grid is back up. You pull that off?
Nice.
So we're gonna keep going here.
Yeah? What do you think the odds are now? Over here, Bumblebee! Fresh supplies!
Like I said, I think the music is pretty cool. It gets you more involved and stuff like that.
Through here, Bumblebee. You want to be tip of the spear? We're right behind you.
So as you can see, his arm kind of changing, which I thought was pretty cool. They're using a gun, because in the last game it was just gun. Your arm, I think your arm did transform in some guns, but not like this one in this game. So we're gonna go. Let's see if we can go up here and transform.
Target left! On left! Target right!
Up hit! Up down!
Push forward! Head for the smoke!
Centrifugal separator vehicle. Engine failure at 89%.
And like I said, Soundwave, you can get anybody to play Soundwave voice. You can kind of hear where Soundwave's talking, so I think it's pretty cool.
Push forward! Through that arch!
There we go. Oh, come on, come on! There we go. Ah! Thought I got him that last time. Out of ammo. Look at another gun. You hold Y to transform, to hold down the first gun.
I'll clear you a wedge.
Holy scrap! Did you see that? The whole engine deck is
Okay,
coming
but
apart!
you can kind of see here where the mirrors are kicking in pretty good.
Ground. That last blast took a toll on Optimus. You want to help? The time is now.
We're almost
Blow it up!
Autobots, listen up! Bumblebee's gonna punch through!
See that
Give
gun?
him some cover and fire! Now!
suppressing fire!
But like I said, I kind of wanted to get my thoughts on this game and how it plays out and stuff like that. Like I said, if you guys comment down below, I could play the game if you guys want to see it. If not, then don't. You know, I'm not gonna. I don't want to start making videos and you guys do not watch them. So that's not how I want to play this channel out.
I can't see anything, but my scanners say Optimus should be right on top of you.
You can kind of see where the cutscene is. Wow. You can kind of see the battle with Optimus Prime and Megatron. Everybody knows about the battle between those two.
Do the job.
Even if you destroy me, Megatron, others will rise to defeat your tyranny.
Then I'll just have to destroy you all. Bumblebee.
Which the game has aged a little bit different. Like I said, that's probably going to be the end right there. I just kind of want to show you guys the beginning. You can see it made by a high-spoon studio production. But like I said, Activision has their mixed in this game, not the movie. And I feel they could have continued the franchise on and made it where maybe 2 to 3 more games. Maybe 2 more games. I think more than like 2 more games. That was 3 probably really pushing it. But I think they kind of, or maybe 1 more game where it's actually supposed to go to Earth. But that's where Transformer Devastation comes in, which I'm gonna do my thoughts on that, on my thoughts of that. So
We do not know how many of our
it is part of the
escaped Megatron's
Transformer
blockade.
franchise, so I will be
I
giving
can
my thoughts
only
on
be
that.
certain
They do
of
have
this.
the original
Just one
voice actor in that
transport
game
remains.
from the 80s cartoon, so that's focused more on the 80s. So
Ironhide to Optimus Prime.
for this game,
The
I
last of the
mean,
Energon
has it
reserves have been
aged well?
transferred to the Ark.
It did pretty
Engines
good.
are online,
Would I
all systems go.
say it was a hit or miss? No, it's not a hit or miss. I would say it's definitely a hit. What I mean is hit or miss. When I say hit or miss in my videos, I mean like if it missed it as far as missing the mark as did it do good in sales? Did people buy it? Did it do very well? Did it hit? That means people did very well. If it missed, it did not do very well, and it was done poorly. So that's what I mean by in my videos hit or miss. So
Optimus, this is Ratchet. Decepticons have invaded
was
the
this
city.
a hit?
We
Yes,
need you at
it
the
was a hit,
fortress to help
definitely.
coordinate
And
defenses.
the way they kind of went about this game and stuff like that, the details, how it looks, I mean, has it aged compared to what the games are now? Yeah, it has aged. You can kind of tell where it has, but it also stood up to the test of time as time progresses. So this game is still worth it in 2023. And the reason why I say it's worth it in 2023 because you cannot find these games digitally at all. So when I mean digitally, you cannot buy it on the PlayStation 5, PlayStation 4, or what per se. You can only find it on the PS3 physically if you want it physically. If you want it digitally, you cannot find this game at all. So which is why I'm bringing this game to the light. So hopefully, whoever the companies are that can bring this game out and please do a remaster. If you guys are listening to this video and you're watching this video, please bring a remaster out. We will buy it. I promise you. There's money to be made on this game, and you will not be disappointed with it. So that's my take and thought on it. It's the end of my video. Like and subscribe if you like this video, and I will see you guys on the next video. And you guys stay awesome and be safe out there. And like I said, see you on my next video. And that's it. And I hope you like the gameplay and everything. So, thank you.